Hey, what's up? Skillshot04 here. So recently, Operation Void Edge was released on the Rainbow Six Siege test server, and the two new operators, Oryx and Iana, are available to play currently. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Iana, and I'm going to be giving an overview on her. So I'm going to be talking about how her gadget works and how it interacts with other gadgets in the game. And then going to be talking about how good I think she is and how she should be played and how useful she is going to be in the future of the game. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is her gadget and how it works and how it interacts with other gadgets and other items in the game. So Iana's gadget is the Gemini, which is this hologram that you can throw out and move around, which is basically a human drone. When you use the gadget, the hologram lasts for around 15 seconds, which allows you to get quite a bit of intel. Once those 15 seconds are used up, it starts to recharge, and it has a recharge rate of about 8 seconds. Now, you can choose to exit the Gemini early before your time expires, but it will not increase the recharge rate. It doesn't matter if you use the full 15 seconds or you only use 3. It's still going to take around 7.5 to 8 seconds to fully recharge. The exception to this is if the Gemini gets destroyed. So if an enemy shoots the hologram or gets destroyed by another means such as a gadget, it will take 30 seconds to recharge. So that's going to be a lot longer, twice as long actually, as if you were to use up the time without the hologram getting destroyed. Now that we covered how the hologram works, I'm going to be showing you how it interacts with pretty much everything in the game. So first, I'm going to be showing you how it interacts with Oryx, who's the operator that will be released alongside Iana. When Oryx charges into the hologram, it does absolutely nothing. It just shoves Oryx aside. This is the same thing that happens if anyone else walks into the hologram. As an attacker, it seems to be the real operator. It doesn't flicker, it doesn't move, it doesn't do anything. It acts just like the real operator would. Now, if you're playing a defender with an impact grenade and you throw an impact at Iana's hologram, it will blow it up. It doesn't pass through or anything, it just destroys it. If you happen to be playing Alibi and Iana uses her hologram to run through one of her prismas, it will ping Iana's position. So Mio is a hard counter to Iana. When she's in her hologram and she moves towards a mute jammer, it gets a little fuzzy signal, and when she moves closer, it completely cuts out and forces her out of the hologram. If someone is playing Iana and they're in their hologram and they're by a mute jammer, when you look at it, it's gonna look like it's in pieces and it's kind of flickering and getting a bad signal. And this is a dead giveaway that it is in fact a hologram and not the real operator. Now, if you're on cameras and someone's using the hologram and you scan, it will not locate the operator and it will not ping the operator. This is going to let you know that it is not the real Iana and it is in fact just the hologram. Just like impact grenades will destroy the hologram, so will nitro cells. In fact, any sort of explosion will destroy the hologram. Any sort of throwable object will also destroy the Gemini. For instance, if there's a Valk and she throws a camera at the hologram, it's going to destroy the hologram. In much the same way, a glue mine thrown at the hologram will destroy. Much like drones, Vigil's ability will counter the Gemini. So if you're playing as Iana and you're in her hologram and Vigil activates his ability, he will become invisible and you will have the white fuzzies around your screen just as if you were in a drone. If a Gemini attempts to move through barbed wire, it will act the same as if it was a real operator, meaning the Gemini will be slowed down and it will make noise when it moves through the wire. Both bulletproof cameras and Maestro's evil eyes have thermal detection capabilities which cause the operators to glow with a white light. When Iana is using her Gemini, it lacks a thermal signature, which lets you know that it is not a real operator. Something interesting about Iana's Gemini is that it is immune to all sorts of traps, which include Ella's Grismont Mine, Elysian's Goo Mines, Capkin's traps, and even Mozzie's pests. Iana's Gemini has 1 HP, which means any attacker that shoots it will immediately destroy it. In addition, any friendly operator that shoots it will destroy the Gemini. The hologram is also immune to any sort of flash, so flashbang grenades and Ying's Candela grenades will have no effect on the Gemini. Iana cannot deploy her gadget if she is in a tight space, or she is repelling, or she is prone. Additionally, if she is at a window, she cannot deploy the gadget inside the window. She has to first enter before she can actually deploy it. Because the Gemini is only a hologram, it does not have a heartbeat, which means if you are playing pause, the Gemini will not show a heartbeat and will not show up on the heartbeat sensor. Another interesting thing about the Gemini is that it is completely immune to fall damage, so you can fall from any height and the Gemini will still remain intact. Now, if you're playing Echo and you're on your yokai drone and you send a shockwave towards the Gemini, it will not do anything. The Gemini is completely immune to all of the shockwave blasts. If you happen to be using the hologram and you run into an electrified wall with either a bandit battery or a Kaid, it will instantly destroy the Gemini. As you can imagine, because it is a hologram, when the Gemini is in the smoke from the smoke canister, nothing happens. It doesn't take any damage, it doesn't flicker, it doesn't do anything. So that's going to wrap up the gadget portion of the video, and now we're going to talk about the playstyle you should adopt when you pick Iana. So I would say when you're on a team that has good communication, or if you're playing with friends, then you should by all means use Iana as basically a drone. And so what you're going to do is you're going to use your Gemini to push forward right ahead of your teammate, and you're going to gather that info and relay it to your teammate for them to get the kill. I think you can get a lot more reliable info by playing Iana than you can by using a drone. And plus, the enemies are most likely going to shoot at the Gemini, which the bullet tracers will then allow your teammate to know exactly where you are, which is going to help them so much in getting that kill. So I would say in this role, you generally don't want to be the entry fragger, even though you can gather the info for yourself, because as the round goes on, the info you get is going to be more and more useful. The more players you take out and the few players are left, the more important it is to know where those players are. So when you're playing Iana, try to stay alive and support your teammates as much as possible. I believe Iana has the potential to be one of, if not the strongest clutch operator in the game because of the intel she can gather. For example, if you plant the diffuser and there's one enemy left and it's a 1v1 situation, they're going to have to defuse the diffuser to win. Now, if you're out of drones and you're an op that's not Iana, you're going to have to play this game of trying to distract them and prevent them from sticking the diffuser, which is very dangerous because you could very easily die to them and then they're going to win the round. But with Iana, you can use your Gemini to distract the opponent and they're not going to be able to kill you. Using the Gemini to force the defender to stop defusing the diffuser is just so valuable and it's going to win you so many clutch situations. Even if you don't have the diffuser down and it's a 1v3 or 1v4 or 1v2 or something like that, she's going to be so useful because if all your teammates are dead and all your drones are destroyed, you're not going to be able to get any intel. But with Iana, you can move and find out where everyone is and exploit that information to win the round. Hopefully you can see why I believe Iana has the potential to be a very strong clutch operator and why you should try to survive to the very end of the round to make full use of your ability and its potential. So I think her primary purpose on your team is to scout out for your teammates and get the info, but I believe there's a second role she can play and she has a lot of potential to be strong in that role as well. And that role is to be an anti-roamer. This is something you can do if you're solo queuing, if you're not playing with good teammates, and it's gonna allow you to win a lot more rounds. Killing roamers is all about getting intel. That's why Jackal's the best anti-roamer in the game. But this can be hard to do when you have drones, because if you lose the drones, you've lost a lot of your effectiveness and your tools that you have for taking out those roamers. But with Iana, you basically have unlimited intel. So when you're attempting to anti-roam with Iana, I would suggest entering at the opposite side of the map where objective is not, and using your Geminis to scout out floor by floor, find where the roamers are, and then go and kill them. I think if you play her like this, she's going to be the strongest anti-roamer in the game outside of Jackal. Last thing I want to do now is take a look at her loadout. So she has two options for her primary. First is Nomad's gun, the ARX-200, and the second is the G36C. Of these two weapons, I personally prefer the G36C because of the increased ammo capacity, even though the ARX is stronger in both fire rate and damage. I think the extra ammo capacity is really important when you're hunting down roamers or moving into sight, which you're going to have to do a lot because you're going to be gathering that intel from your Gemini and your teammates aren't always going to be there to get the kills. She only has one option for a pistol, but it's a really good pistol. Now, if you look at her utility, she has the option of using smokes or frags. I would go frags because frags are currently so strong in the game, and although smokes can be useful, frags are just so powerful, especially when you combine it with the intel capabilities that she has available to her. But that's pretty much it for the video. I really think Iana is one of the strongest operators introduced in the game for a while now, and it'll be interesting to see how useful she actually is. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.